everyone. Today I want to introduce introduction to visualization by using the Python programming language. In this workshop we will learn how to use Python bindings such as NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib or Seaborn for visualization and data analytics. First, make sure you go to our website sites.google.com, g.clemson.edu wizlab home. You will find a lot of information about visualization, particularly about this workshop with Python or other workshops that we had in the past, like Microsoft Power BI or D3JS by using the JavaScript. So in the home page, you would find all the workshops that we had, the materials here, and the recent workshop I will talk about today in this video is the introduction to data visualization with Python. So if you click here, you would find some information about the outline and what's needed for getting started in this workshop. So first, make sure that if you go through all the materials in this workshop, send your visualization that created based on this workshop by using the Python to my email address shown here as yousefi@clemson.edu by Friday, July 31st to receive a certificate of completion of this workshop. So the outline here is to just give you a basic introduction to data analytics and visualization by using Python, and then I will introduce some information about Matplotlib and Seaborn, which are the main data visualization libraries or Python bindings available in the Python environment. Then we will move on to create some basic bar charts and box plots by using the NumPy, Pandas or Matplotlib. Then we will learn how to use a little bit more advanced visualization package called Seaborn, which makes all the visualization tasks much more easier in comparison to the traditional using the Matplotlib library. Then we will learn how to create a scatter plots, line charts, and 2D heat maps, which is useful for visualization of the multidimensional data sets. And finally, we will learn how to create animation based on our visualization to show the dynamics and time dependency of the data. The only prerequisite we have for this workshop is to create a Google account. You could use your Clemson University Google account for signing in the Google Colab, which gives you a free Python environment as a notebook that you can just run all the commands, see the visualization, save the notebook, or even share with your collaborators or among other researchers. And finally, I'm Mehrdad Yousefi. As a data visualization engineer, you can just contact me by my email address shown here as yousefi@clemson.edu if you have any question or if you want to request any specific information or materials for any specific data visualization library or software. So thank you for watching us. So we will moving to the first section of introduction to data analytics and visualization with Python. If you click on next page, as is written here, Python is a really powerful high-level programming language that is designed to be similar to the English language, and it's more understandable for the beginners in comparison to the C and C++ or Fortran languages for sure. And because of this simplicity and a lot of powerful tools that is available in the Python, it's really useful for rapid prototyping or creating some softwares that could be run and tested really easily and fast. So based on these powerful tools, of course, we have a lot of useful tools and information about how to use Python for the data analytics and visualization, particularly in the engineering, computer science, or even human-related subject studies. Actually, the basic concept of the visualization in Python, or even you can just generalize it to any other softwares that could be used for the data analytics and visualization, is to maintain and organize the data set in terms of the numeric tables or arrays or variables that we have, and then use this data set organized well in your software or programming language, particularly for the Python, as arrays or variables, to create charts, plots, or other visualization that could just convey an important message for your user, to show maybe a hidden relation between some variables or parameters that could give you some insight about trends or some hidden information in your data set. One of the advantage of the Python is that you can just use it for any visualization in terms of the data analytics or even scientific visualization. And also, it just gives you a reproducible and shareable environment as called Jupyter Notebook. And because sometimes installing all the dependencies of the Python bindings, for example, NumPy, Pandas, Seaborn, or Matplotlib, maybe is time consuming or even maybe difficult for the beginners. So we used a recently launched Python environment by Google called the Google Colab, which just gives you a free Python environment that you could just test your code, see the result, and even share it with other researchers. So that's really useful because you don't need to use your own computer. It just gives you a computer in the Google servers with some specified configuration. Even it just could give you some access to the GPUs, and then you can just build your code and test it and see the results. So in this section, we will see how to initialize the Python environment by using the Google Colab. In order to use the Python environment available in the Google Colab, you need to use your Clemson University Google account. Make sure you just use your email address ending with the g.clemson.edu, or even you could just use any other personal Google account that you created for the Gmail or any other Google account that you have. So first we need to go to this website here. Go to Google Colab website, Google colabresearch.google.com. Because I'm just signed in, I'm just signed out here to show you how you can just sign in here. Okay, if you go to the Google Colab website as for the first time, you would see that you need to sign in here. So that's the main page of the Google Colab. If you click on the sign in, it just asks you which Google account that you want to use for this Python environment. I'm just want to use my g.clemson.edu email address, so I'm just click here. Or even if I want to use any other Google account, I would type my email address here and then click next. Then you need to type your password, of course. Click next. And then if successfully you signed in the Google Colab environment, you should see this page. It just gives you some recent pages that you opened, or if you have Google Drive or GitHub account connected to this Google Colab environment. But as a beginner, you might just see the new notebook here. So if you click on the new notebook, it would just create a new notebook for you. So that's the first initialized Python environment in the Google Colab website if you just signed in successfully. So make sure after the successful sign in, you could see this environment here as a blank environment or blank Jupyter Notebook or notebook here. So I will go briefly over the details that we saw here. Go to the website of Google, colabresearch.google.com. Then, as I said, click on the sign in. Then use your g.clemson.edu account. Just put your email address here and then click on this next. Then after successful login, you should see this page here. And then in order to create a new notebook, just click on the new notebook. It just initialize a blank notebook for you. And finally, if you sign in successfully, you should see this blank notebook or blank Python environment. So that's the sign that you were successful to sign in the Google Cloud environment. And in the next section, we'll learn how to bring all the packages that we need for the visualization and organizing the data, such as the NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, and Seaborn. At the end, you need to download 2 different data sets that will be used for the visualization in this workshop. The first one is the South Carolina COVID-19 data set at the county level for April 20, 2020. Extracted from the New York Times data set. You can just click here and download this data set. And the other one is the breast cancer data set from the Wisconsin-Milwaukee University. And then you can just click here to download this data set. These are the 2 files that we need for visualization in this workshop. So make sure you just download these 2 files before starting the going through the materials. So I'm just going to close the blank notebook, and in the next videos we will learn how to initialize the Python modules and create the visualization. Thank you so much.